Thank you, contest chair. The other day, I was thinking about my inability to touch my toes. I've always been amazed at people who could just bend over and just touch their toes with ease. I wonder what it must feel like to have the flexibility to bend over and touch your toes, or even the floor, without cheating and bending your legs. And when I was thinking about that, it took me back to the time in grade school when, as a student in physical education class, or PE, we would have these annual presidential fitness tests. For those unfamiliar, the presidential fitness test was a series of 5 or 6 activities where students show their basic ability of fitness. Now, to pass these tests, you would get a certificate and you could go on to compete at higher levels of fitness. But if you didn't pass, I don't think there was any consequence, because I rarely passed all the tests, but I always got an A in PE. Now, one of the tests that seemed to elude me the most was the 1 mile run. The 1 mile run was to be completed in under 12 minutes. Now, you have to know that I have a hate-hate relationship with running. Whenever I run, I get that I'm about to die feeling that I don't really enjoy. Nevertheless, all the students in middle school and high school had to do the 1 mile run. And of course, there were students that could do this with ease, without stopping to walk like I had to do. For example, my friend Jake, he could easily run a 6-minute mile. He would often pass me on the track a couple of times while I labored to even finish the mile. By the time I had finished the 1 mile run, he had run an extra lap or 2 just for fun. And I had to sit on the side of the track, breathing heavily to catch my breath. Now, Jake was always nice to me during these runs. He would offer words of encouragement after my run, or even try to change the conversation so I would be distracted about the fact that I just failed. He was a good friend. He liked me for who I was, even though I was a terrible runner, and he was basically a track star. He didn't care that I had poor running skills, and that made me feel slightly better. However, there was one test where I did exceptionally well, and that was the sit-up challenge. I thought I was the best at doing sit-ups. In fact, that was the event where I didn't care how other people did, because I knew I was really good at doing sit-ups. The threshold to pass this test was at least 40 sit-ups in 1 minute. I could do 60 sit-ups in 1 minute. That's 1 sit-up per second. I would do the test, keeping a steady pace the whole time without slowing down at all. Now, Jake would usually be my partner, where he had to hold my feet and count as I did my sit-ups. And after I triumphantly won this test, he would celebrate with me and congratulate me that I was actually good at something. Then we would switch and it'd be his turn, and he would proceed to do just as many sit-ups, but I didn't care. Now, I may or may not have performed well in the other tests, such as the chin pull-ups, the shuttle run, and the toe touch, where I previously mentioned that I rarely was able to touch my toes. And these tests would usually happen all on the same day. And I usually dreaded that day because I knew the outcome. However, 1 year was different. It was a beautiful fall day, perfect day for running on the outside track. Jake and I lined up on the track to do the 1 mile run. The whistle blew and we started to run. I was feeling pretty good that day. I ran my first lap without having to stop at all to walk. And I thought, wow, this could be my big chance. I was running my second lap and I was feeling a little tired, but I didn't stop. I slowed down just a bit and I kept going. Now, after I finished my second lap, Jake was completing his third lap and passing me on the track, but that was fine. It was actually motivating this time. I was running my third lap, and as I finished my third lap, I checked to see what the time was. And I actually had time to make it this time. Usually by the third lap, I was almost at the 12-minute mark and it was over. But I actually had time to pass this test. Now the fourth lap was going. I tried to speed up as much as I could. And I was running and I was going towards the finish line. And I saw Jake there at the finish line. And he's giving me the thumbs up sign. And at that moment I thought, you know what? I have a friend that encourages me. He likes me for who I am. Whether I have poor running skills or I can't touch my toes, it doesn't matter. Having a friend like that is more important than any of these stupid tests. So I run and I cross the finish line and I get my time. 10 minutes and 48 seconds. I did it. I passed the test. And I was so happy. And Jake was happy for me too.